Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the most important concepts of saliva such as functions of saliva and components of saliva. So, before entering into our main topic of saliva, we should know about the term mucosa. Generally, skin is present on the surface of our body and the tissue present within the oral cavity is known as mucosa, and the tissue present on the surface of the cheek within the oral cavity is known as buccal mucosa, and the tissue present on the surface of the lips, that is the inner surface of the inner side of the lips within the oral cavity, is known as labial mucosa. Now we enter into our main topic, saliva, functions of saliva. So I have a mnemonic for you to remember all the functions of saliva in an easy manner, that is A, B, C, D, E or top letters. This is our mnemonic. These are the functions of saliva. A. Antimicrobial action. Saliva consists of certain elements which fight against all the microorganisms and disease causing infectious agents present within the oral cavity. B. Buffering capacity. Saliva has certain capacity to maintain appropriate pH within the oral cavity. C. Cleansing the oral cavity. Saliva has a nature of cleaning and maintaining moistured condition within the oral cavity. D. Desiccation is prevented. Drying of oral cavity is prevented. Deglutition and digestion of food will be good. Desiccation is prevented. What is meant by desiccation? The hard mass formed within the oral cavity due to lack of saliva. So, due to the presence of good amount of saliva and functionable saliva, desiccation is prevented. Drying of oral cavity is prevented. As saliva maintains moistured condition within the oral cavity, dryness is prevented. Deglutition and digestion of food will be good. As saliva is present within the oral cavity, the food we chew mixes with the saliva and forms a soft mass which is known as bolus. It is easy to swallow and it makes the process of digestion in an easy way. E. Excellent protection and lubrication of oral cavity. This is the most important function of the saliva as it protects and maintains moistured condition within the oral cavity. T. Taste sensation is induced. Saliva increases the function of taste buds. By activating the taste buds, taste sensation is induced. O. Other functions like mucosal integrity. As we learnt before about the mucosa, the structure and function of the mucosa is maintained in a well and good manner due to the presence of functionable saliva. It is known as mucosal integrity, and the degeneration and destruction of mucosa is prevented due to the presence of saliva. P. That is phonation. Phonation means speech is also maintained by saliva. This functionable saliva is absent. It leads to degeneration of oral mucosa, that is damage of the mucosal tissue and destruction of the cells of the mucosa. Second, atrophy of oral mucosa. Atrophy means total death, complete death of the oral mucosa. And bad breath, that is halitosis. So these are all the functions of saliva. You can remember it by the easy mnemonic A, B, C, D, E or top letters T, O, P. Now we enter into our second topic, that is components of saliva. I have a second mnemonic to remember the components of the saliva. So This is the cup in which we drink tea. And think this blue thing is as saliva. So saliva is in cup, saliva is in